Hey everybody, the Long Shot Signatures here. This is episode 87 of my 2023 TTM returns, and we have 5 successes that came in to start off this week. Did have a failure though, sent to a MLB draft prospect and got a return to sender. I've sent a few pieces of mail to the college and haven't gotten anything back that I can remember, any of the coaches or anything. So Jacob Wilson, RTS, it says not deliverable as addressed. I don't know, maybe if they switched addresses in the time that I sent to them and, when they started accepting mail and whatnot. Or if they're RTSing it because it's a player. Like I said, I have sent to a few of their coaches, but I can't recall getting any of those requests back. I think it may have only been 2 or 3. But we did get some successes. First one here is a NASCAR return. I didn't record this initially when I sent it out, so I am guessing it was around the same time I was sending out cards similar from this set. So based off of that, this should be a 2 of 2 success in 147 days from former NASCAR crew chief Bob Johnson. He had 1 win in the Cup Series. I think that was with Ron Bouchard, if I remember correctly, in the 80s. He was a longtime crew chief for a lot of other teams, or a lot of different teams, and he was part of the 94 Max set. He wasn't a name that I recognized, but I was looking up all the different people that I could probably get from it, and that was one of the names that kept popping up. So I was like, all right, I'll send to him. Took a little while, but very glad to add him to the collection. Next one is a surprising return. Sent to this guy after he left a Canadian NHL team and came to a US one. I'll usually do that to save a little bit on postage. Plus, the team that he came from hasn't been the best with fan mail the past few years. And wasn't thinking this would come back at all, but I figured, better to send and try than never to try at all. And this one ended up paying off. So I got back 3 of 3 in 909 days from NHL right winger for the St. Louis Blues, Kasperi Kapanen. So I've been wanting to get his autograph since he was with the Leafs. He was with them for several years as a up-and-coming prospect. He's been a perennial 20-goal scorer, or at least close to, on pace for most seasons. And unfortunately, with the cap situation for the Leafs, his relatively decent contract was still too expensive for them, so he got traded back to the Pittsburgh Penguins, who were the people who initially drafted him. Spent a couple seasons there, never really meshed with the group. It felt like he was still a decent scorer, but the Penguins had a number of issues already on the team, so having another kind of richer, not super rich contract just didn't make sense anymore. So he was traded. I'm pretty sure he was traded to the Blues this season. I don't know if he is signed for next year. I would assume he is, based off the previous contract he was on. But regardless, super happy to have this one come back, even if it took a while to get 3 great cards for some different sets that I'm working on. So very, very happy to get these. Next one is a baseball return. This is coming back from a former pitcher. I think he pitched about 3 seasons, and managed for about the same amount of time. Signing 1 of 1 in 14 days. Got Marcel Lachman. So if I remember correctly, this isn't a real 1970s Topps card. I think it's a mock design someone made up for Lachman. Something that he should have been on the card back in the day, whenever. But I thought it looked pretty cool. I really like that set. Probably not going to work on it TTM-wise, getting the actual set and cards and everything. But I do like the design. It's very cool looking. But he signed that in 2 weeks. He was the California Angels manager from 94 to 96. And like I said, he was a pitcher, won a few games, had some saves. Not a super long career, but still cool to get that one back. This one is both a baseball and a football success, mainly college, but he does have connections to the MLB, and you'll see why here in a sec. This is a 2 of 2 success in 17 days from College Football Hall of Fame coach Ad Rutschman. Now, to those of you who follow baseball, that probably sounded really familiar when I said that. He is the grandfather, I believe, of Adley Rutschman for the Baltimore Orioles. And on top of being a college football coach, obviously a Hall of Famer, he was also the Linfield baseball coach for several seasons. He won an NAIA World Series with Linfield and won 3 NAIA Division II championships with the football team. The NAIA second division no longer exists, and I believe Linfield is now a Division III school. But in recognition of his achievements, he was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 1998. He is 91 years old. He'll be 92 later this year. And he is still on the coaching staff, I believe, as the kick return coach. So lifer for Linfield. So really, really cool to get that one back. I didn't even know he was still alive, to be honest. I looked through, I think, the whole list, but obviously I missed Rutschman here for the College Football Hall of Fame coaches. Probably once I got to, the early 2000s, late 90s, I probably skipped over some names thinking, assuming that they were already deceased. But very, very cool to add that to the College Football Hall of Fame collection. Last one here is a WNBA return, and this one is really, really cool. I didn't know that she signed through the mail, and I think she's probably a future Hall of Famer. So this is really, really cool. This is a 3 of 3 success in 47 days from Los Angeles Sparks. I don't know what position she plays. I don't see it on here. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what position she plays. I should have looked that up before doing the video. But this is coming back from Los Angeles Sparks player Nneka Ogwumike. So she was the first overall pick in 2012, would later go on to become the WNBA Rookie of the Year, was on the All-Rookie team. In 2016, she won League MVP and was part of the Sparks squad that won the WNBA championship. She's a 4-time all-defensive WNBA player, and yesterday it was announced that she was selected to her 8th All-Star game. So just at, 30 years old or something like that, not even that old, she is off to a Hall of Fame career at this point, would be my guess. And still has some time left to add to her resume. This is the second WNBA success I have gotten on these cards. I have almost the full sets from, what years are these? 2020, and is it 2019? No, 2020 and 2021. So I need to get more of these sent out before the season's over. There's still a little bit of time, but I've barely sent out any. But this is a really, really cool one. So I got a Hall of Famer in, and most likely a future Naismith Basketball Hall of Famer. And if not that, at least a Women's Basketball Hall of Famer. But that is it for this one. Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you guys watching. Helps me out a lot. Best luck with your guys' collecting. Take care.